All right, what I have is a Walmart, it's like $4.99, 9-foot garland that I've divided into thirds. And what I'm going to do is that I'm going to connect them to make the swag that I'm going to create. So I'm putting those pieces together to get the width that I want. And once everything is in place, you won't even know that the three of them are there. And in fact, there's an advantage to using the three, is because it allows you a little more space to work with. And lots of connectors using the pieces of the garland. So I'm connecting as I go, and I'm going to continue doing that all the way down. Okay, as you can see, I have my basically about 3-foot swag that I'm going to be doing. And I'm going to use a little bit of red and green mesh because the client wants this particular swag in regular Christmas colors. So I'm going to start at the top, and I'm going to begin to put in some mesh, and I'm going to end it down here at the bottom. I'm going to come down here. I've got it on the floor. I just dropped it. And what I'm going to do is that I'm going to let it cross and zigzag back and forth. So I'm going up here to the top, and that's where I'm going to start it, right there. I'm going to give it a little zhuzh, so we have a nice poof at the beginning, but I do want it to go back and forth. I'm going to make it quite that large, but I'm going to bring it down to about here, and I'm actually bringing it over to the other garland. I'm going to get a branch, 2 branches, and I'm going to twist. Hopefully you can see that. Okay, and then I'm going to come down, make another poof. Look at the size. You can kind of see where your size is as you're working. And bring it over. And 2 branches. I have a lot of branches actually that I can choose from, which is nice. Now you can look at it. If you need more, you just pull a little bit. It gives you a better poof. I'm only going to wrap twice because I have other things that will go into this. Okay, I'm going to come this way again. I'm going to get to the other side again. Find 2 branches. And secure. So you can see the zigzag back and forth. The only thing about mesh is that it sticks to you as you're working. I'm going to have just enough to come back over this way. Put it in, get my branches, twist 2 times. I think I have enough of one more poof. I'm going to unwrap this. So I go out because I'm right at the end of it. You can see I'm at the end of the roll. I'm going to take that off on each side. And we finish the last poof. 1, 2, 3. Gather. Poof it. Nice poof, and I'm right on the end. So I'm going to put this in, and I'm actually going to leave a little bit of the extra down at the bottom. I already know I need a little more to give it a good poof. And that did it. The good thing about mesh is that it's workable, it's friendly. If something doesn't quite look the way you want it, you can always go back and do a little shift. Okay, now that's secure. Notice how well it curls. It curls very nicely. And I like it curl. I like that little curl at the end. And by the time we get ribbons and all those good things on there, that's going to be perfect. Trying to get this to flip a little bit. And then you can go back and adjust your puffs and your poofs along the way. Okay, so we have our poofs in place. Now, I'm going to go back up to the top, and I want some ribbon. And as it's hanging on the door, I'm thinking I want nice bits of ribbon, but I also want some other things to be a part of it. So I'm going to turn on my glue gun and add to what we're doing. Now I've placed toward the center of this swag a beautiful poinsettia that I found from Hobby Lobby. And I thought I might add 2 smaller ones, but you know, I think this one says it all. So I think by the time I get the ribbons and the ornaments and all the things that are going to go on this wreath, I don't think I'm going to need anything else. So I think the one large ornament or the one large poinsettia is going to make quite a statement. All right, my steak is in the pan with butter and a little olive oil, and I am just turning it about every 4 minutes. I let it get good and try to render most of the fat that was on it to give it additional flavor. You'll see down to bottom. And every 4 minutes I give it a turn until it's where I want it. The Brussels sprouts and mushrooms and onions are in the oven under the broiler, and they're getting ready. They're cooking. Not going to be long. It'll be dinner time. Thursday night dinner. Steak, Brussels sprouts, mushrooms, and I still got some homemade rolls. Look how pretty that is. That's where the fat was. That fat's down there in the pan. Lots of good flavors. And finishing it up. Right, back to the swag. You know, sometimes you just have to put things together and make them do what you want them to do. I like little ornament clusters, and just clustering those ornaments together. I can tie them into the wreath. I'll glue them, and so I've made a bunch of those that I'm going to be using in this swag, as well as I've got the nice larger size balls. I know I won't be using that one. That one just happened to slide in. But while I was off screen, I also just kind of stuck in to see what it was going to look like. I had some little berries, red berries, that I wanted to include in this swag. And so I want them to add dimension to this swag, because this is the way the swag's going to go. Let me turn it the other way so you can see. And I'm debating at this point, I may cut some off and kind of put it at every, I think that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to put some all throughout, like that. And some of these are way too long, so I'm going to cut those off a little bit. And I need something here. I think I have some there, but I'm trying to find those little spots. I want it all along the side, and I think I'll do the same thing over here, where I'll take some of it out. And that's the advantage of buying good Hobby Lobby picks, is that you do have such a variety that you can use bits and pieces of what you're doing to accentuate your project that you're working on. So I'm going to pop that right there. And I have some more down here, down toward the bottom, that I want to add. And I'm going to clip, if I can ever get that. And I want this to go in there. That's where that's going to go. Now just think, I haven't even put in the, and I want those in. And I think, let's see, that's one of those that we've already doctored. And it looks like I need one more little doctored spot. And I think what I'll do, I'm going to take a little piece of this off down at the bottom, because there's going to be a lot going on down at the bottom. And I'm going to put that in and just kind of twist it toward the end so it goes there. But I do want some pieces to come out here so that you can see that. I'm going to take a little piece off of there. I don't think we're going to need all of that. In fact, I think I'll cut it right there. And see, I want a little something coming out from the top, because we've still got the bow to go in, and we're going to work those in. So I'm going to glue those in, and then I'm going to be ready to start putting in the clusters of ornaments and the larger ornaments. So I think that's just going to enhance and bring out the reds in this ornament. So I'm going to get those glued in. All right, well, the small clusters are on and secured. Hopefully I'm kind of leaving them in place so they'll stay where they're supposed to and have time to cure. I'm going to kind of play around with some of these little poofs and make sure that they're good and poofed. And then we're going to start working on a funky bow. All right, I'm going to cut 3 of each of these ribbons. I have a red and green polka dot. I have a beautiful red with silver snowflakes. I've got a red with some candy cane stripes, which I think would be kind of pretty. And I actually have a red and gold with polka dots. Haven't decided if I'm going to use the snowflake yet. I think it needs just a little bit of lightness, but we'll wait and see. I may actually go with this with the rest of the ribbons. So we'll play around with all of those and see what looks best. Alrighty, I'm going to cut 3 of each at 30 inches in length. Now this part I'll speed up so that you don't have to watch all of this. We'll make this go very quickly. I have my tape measure here, measuring at 30 inches, and voila. I need 3 strips each. That's 1. There's 2. And let's make 3. 1, 2, and right at 3. Okay, I'm going to continue with the rest of the ribbon. I'll bring you back when it's all cut. Now the ribbon has been cut into strips. I decided to do, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I decided to do 6 of the red because that's her predominant color. And I'm going to do 3 of the Merry Christmases and a couple of the stripes just to add a little pizzazz. And I've already started dovetailing the ribbons. Hopefully you can see those. And then we're going to be ready to go. Okay, so now you can see the pattern. I've got the red, the stripe, the red, the green, the red, the stripe, the red, the green. The red is going to be the stripe, the red, and then the green. And we'll be ready to place it onto our swag. Now I have to tell you, I'm not an expert at funky bows, and funky bows actually began with Julie Samato. And she made them... She made the world know about funky bows. And then I would say next in line would be Arlene from Arlene's Country Craft Corner. She makes beautiful bows. So I'm just following along with their styles and techniques just because I think the bows are beautiful. So I'm going to take it, I'm going to gather it at 5 inches, kick that back ribbon and twist. Give it a twist. Right, then I'm ready to go on to the second bow. Find the center. Now I'm going to do all 4, I think it's 4 of the colors, and then I'll flip. So at 5 inches, I'm going to gather it here. Go to the back ribbon. I'm going to twist so that all of the tails of the bow are in the right direction. See, they're all perfect. They're all in the right direction. Okay, going on to the the red again. I'll do the first set with you. Measure at 5. Is that 5? Seems a little long. Okay, 5. You can always adjust later, but just in case, I want to do it right. So there we are. I'm going to take the back loop, twist, turn it forward, and now for Merry Christmas. Find the center, measure 5 inches, and that's just to kind of keep the loops of your bow pretty even. And then I'm going to go to the back and twist. Okay, that's the first set, and that's going up. Now, I'm going to start the same process for 4 more going down. We're down at the bottom. Here's the first loop at the bottom. I'm going to the second ribbon. Second ribbon in the bottom series. Measure 5 inches. Flip and gather. Bend this one forward, this one back, and twist. Okay, there we go. They're both going in all in the same direction. Right, going to the next one. Go to the back and twist. That's going in the back. There's one. There's the 2. There's the third one. 3. And now we're going to be ready for Merry Christmas. I'll bring you back. And now, last but not least, the last Merry Christmas. I tell you what, my hands are about to cramp because this is certainly a handful. So I'm measuring out my last 5 inches, going up, putting it into my bouquet ribbon. You know, Christmas is so much fun, but it does involve work, which we do a lot of. Now, what I'm going to do, because this is such a large bow, I'm going to actually secure it with a twist tie. I secure it here. I'm putting it under my thumb. If you can see under there, I'm putting it under my thumb. I'm bringing it around to the other side, trying to get it so you can see it right there at the other side. I'm going to place it through there to get it started. You can hear the zip, the first couple of zips. Make sure you're still holding. Sometimes it will slide on you, and then you start to lock it down. Now, at this point, you won't want it super tight because you want to make sure that your bows are at the right height. What I do is that I go from one side to the other and just kind of test to see if they are about the same height. And I'll do the same with the red. If you need to do a little pull, you can do that at this point. There's the red. Make sure they're all about the same height. The red. And here's another Merry Christmas. Once you have it there, what I also like to do is to take a second zip tie, flip it over, and slide it in the back. And you slide it so that when you want to secure it, there it is. You'll see it's just a matter of folding it over. So once I've done that, I'm going to kind of bend these over. And I am going to really tug on this because once I get it to the front, then I'm going to need to work with it. Woo! Now, I'm going to take my clippers. Don't do what I did the other day. I was clipping and I got in such a hurry. You know what I did? I clipped the wrong one. And so when I released it, when I did this, the whole thing fell apart because it wasn't secure. Now, you know what's next. Fluff, fluff, fluff your bow. I can hear Arlene now. Fluff, fluff, fluff. That's what she says. So let's fluff. I'm going to work with this because it is so large. It's going to take a few minutes to really get that bow, everything in place where you want it. You can tug on it, tug on your ends, tug on the loops to get them in place, get them nice and fluffy. Put your hand in there, give them a good turn. See, here's one that snuck down there. Let's see if we can pull him out. Yep, we got him. There he goes. Right there, so we can get him out. He's come out a little more. Oh, he got so short. Okay, so there he is. And whatever you need to adjust, you can. Along the way, just give it a little tug, and you're able to work with it. Now, obviously, as you can see, I wanted the major portions of this bow to be in red because the client that I'm doing this for wanted pretty much red and green. But you need a little bit of white in there to really bring out the rest of the colors. There he is. I knew there was another peppermint. All right, so we've got those there. We're going to work with these ends because we want them to also be mixed. We don't want them all in the same place. Takes a little while. I'll speed this up so you won't think, oh my goodness, I'm waiting through all of this. But if you haven't done it before, it really is quite a venture. You may want to start with a smaller bow, one with either 6 loops or 9 loops. 9's a real pretty one. Even 7 loops is a nice one. And it just makes it so much easier for you to be able to put things together to get them where you want them to be. And once I get it on the swag, I'll be able to play with it some more, do more pulling and tugging to get everything in place. But these are a lot of loops and a lot of bows, so let's look at it from that standpoint. You know, like to spread out, and a lot of little red pieces. I like running my hand up inside of each loop, and it helps to bring it out. You can even play with the size if you need to adjust as you're doing that. Takes a minute or two to get it all done. Let's give it a good pull. Good pull. let's get it on the swag and see what it's going to look like. Now, I made some streamers, and I already know that I'm going to have to make an extra one, because at this point I only have the green, the red. I wanted those on there, and we need the red and gold streamer as well, and get that cut. Now, it's taken me a few minutes to get these cut and lined up because I want the 3 of these, and I'm going to put them in half. I'm going to gather them together. They're all facing the same direction. And at this point, I can always go back and trim as I go. Now, I'm going to find my spot. I think what I'm going to do is to secure it with a zip tie. I just need a so there it is. Secure it with a zip tie. Oops, dropped it. Oh, it's going in the wrong direction. Okay, I'm going to dip that in, and I want that really snug, because I'm going to play with it once I get the ribbon in place, all the ribbon in place, including the bow. So that's one end, and yes, this is here. All right, so I have the zip tie secured. Make sure you can see. And now, remember that zip tie that I put on the back of the ribbon, the extra one that I put in? At this point, I've lost it, because it's in the midst of, oh, there it is. It's in the midst of all of the, there it is, right there. I am going to secure this. I'm going to poke it through to the back. I'm going to poke the other one through. That one through. Well, I thought it did anyway. Slide my hand under there so I can grab it. One finger, and I need it to go, hopefully my head's not in the way. Trying to work toward my finger so I can feel it. There it goes. There it is. There it is. Okay, I'm going to flip it over. Everything out of the way. Okay, and it's going to zip right on top of where the ties were. And I mean, you want this super tight. And clip. Okay, we'll play with the back in a little while and get everything re-secured and covered. All right. Now, whew, can you see? I'm going to get you at a better height. Yeah, I think I got it. Oh, there we go. At a little better height. Now, so what I will do at this point is to start to tuck the ribbons into all the little places and just work with it until I get them where I want them to go. It's a lot of bows, a lot of little cuts, and then I can decide where the last of the ornaments are going to go. Now there's a poof under there, so we're going to have to work with that as well. And see if we can, I don't want to say unpoof, but we're going to set the ribbon on top. Pull out the other colors. For some reason or another, it seems like everything went in that direction, so we're going to give it a little pull. Move things around. Lots of stripes under here. Probably stripes that should have been way over there. Okay, and one of these, you have to hold on to it as you work. Start to tug on it. You can see your Merry Christmas along the way. Now notice, here's the streamers. I haven't even touched those yet. Let's see where I want those to go. They're going to come down here. And I'm going to put the 3 of these, 1, 2, 3, together. And I'm going to secure them, trying to decide where I want them to go. Do I want it to stop there? Or do I want to let them just hang? That's something I'll have to work on. Okay. Well, I turned it around so you could take a better look. Well, I had a chance to put this on the door, to string fairy lights through it, and it is ready to say Merry Christmas for my customer. know, there's always something that you need to put your hand on. I think in the process of moving it, I squashed a few things. So let's pull it out. Let's get our Merry Christmas on. And we are ready to go. Woo-hoo! Merry Christmas! All right, new hairstyle. Working on something that I'm trying to figure out if I'm going to use for a party. And I certainly wanted to finish this wreath for my client. So I have had a great time. I hope you have had a great time. And anything that you think needs to be added, just send me a note down at the bottom. I hope to post this on Facebook and Instagram, and I've got a lot more to go. So please join me at Ebony, Ivy, and Thyme.